should not swear.
Solemnly swear testimony about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. State your name, please.
Harry Schwartz.
Thank you.
I agree with the previous testimony, but I'm not a member of the Harbor Commission, I'm not a resident of Jamestown. I am a sailor and I have been mooring at Dutch Harbor. And there is a major transformation taking place at that marina. It was a marina that I'm sure anyone that was familiar with it personally knew the state of it a few years ago. And there are people now that are coming there and have a totally different perception of the marina and of their time at Jamestown. And as part of that service, the shack is something that has contributed very positively. And I just want to confirm from a sailor's standpoint that 6 o'clock is an arbitrary time that doesn't make sense from someone that's coming back from the sail in the summer to a mooring. So I want to confirm as a sailor that this is very different than any other marina I've ever used or stayed at. And obviously there are other issues that are being discussed here, but from a sailor's standpoint, having a shack open at 6 o'clock or close at 6 o'clock is a significant feature of the marina.
Thank you. Anyone else like to be heard in support?
Solemnly swear testimony about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do. Nadine Mendelson from Marine Avenue. I'm actually a part of the neighborhood. I love Dutch Harbor. I love what they've been doing. They're a good neighbor. I think that the decision that they had, the conditions that they're doing, what they're doing there, has been great. I agree with what I'm hearing. I also think that the shack was a great addition. I find them to be caring, conscientious, and good neighbors. And we have a boat there now, and I've never found more. They seem to really care about what they're doing and the decisions that they're making, and they want to be a neighbor that works well. I think that the shack is a great thing. I don't think that it's unreasonable, and I live there, so I don't have a problem there. Thank you.
Anyone else in support? Come forward, please.
Raise your hand. Solemnly swear testimony about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
I do.
Name, please.
Debbie Henderson. I live here on the island, and last summer I lived on Frigate Street. And I really was not that familiar with Dutch Harbor. I ended up taking my grandchildren there, and they absolutely fell in love with it. We had some sandwiches from the shack, and they said, oh, please, can we come back and get ice cream later? And so I said, sure. We came back at 8 o'clock at night, closed. I think that you're losing out on a wonderful place, not having it open. I think there are a lot of townspeople that really enjoy going there.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right. You would like to be heard in opposition?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I wanted to be heard.
You've been speaking?
Enjoying the moment.
Testimony about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
I do. Mary Ann Liberati.
Thank you.
Are you related to the applicant?
You don't remember me from last year? I'm sorry, I almost slipped up again and spoke for the opposition, but I tried not to repeat myself. So I felt like there was a lot of things that I wanted to say, and I was a little bit emotional about this. So I did write some things down this year instead of just speaking extemporaneously as I did last year. But I'm going to keep it really short, and I'm going to talk really fast. So one of the things that I really wanted you to know, and I think you may have heard it before, but, you know, I'm Peter and Michael's mom. I'm really proud of them. They've worked really hard. Our decision to open the shack last year was really based on 2 premises. You know, we wanted to enhance the operations of the Dutch Harbor Marina. They were nice enough to ask Peter if he wanted to open a restaurant there, and this was a great opportunity for him. The other reason was we wanted to be able to offer fresh, nutritious foods on the islands, and so we thought that that would enhance the community by having another place where people could have fresh food. I believe that my sons committed their very best efforts to comply with the local regulations. There was a minor slip-up in the beginning, but we corrected that. They gave their best efforts to comply with the permits given to the shack, and they acted in good faith. Mark and I and our daughters have pitched in to help as needed. This was truly a family affair, we might say a family picnic, I don't know. In the first year of operation, our boys strove to maintain high standards for food and service, and to be considerate of the good neighbors in Dutch Harbor. It's my firm belief that at all times in the course of business, they acted with discipline, honor, and integrity. And I mean this with all my heart. They meant no harm to Dutch Harbor and to the neighbors. Quite the opposite. They wanted to make Dutch Harbor a more pleasant place to be, to enjoy gorgeous views, and to provide a nice access to the shoreline. While our opponents paint a picture that there might be this might become a public nuisance by extending the hours, as 30-year residents of Jamestown, this would appall us. It would be detrimental to business. It's far from what we envision happening with the shack. Richard Anderson stole what I was going to say. What we see is we see hungry boaters coming off their boats and being grateful to have a sandwich or a salad or maybe a cup of coffee that they can enjoy at the picnic tables or take back to the comfort and privacy of their boats. We also, see wonderful neighbors who have youngsters who live nearby who would want to come down and bring their kids to play at the beach and have an ice cream cone. That's what we see. That's what we hope for. Our heartfelt desire, and this is what probably makes this really difficult, is that our desire is to enhance the quality of life here for all Jamestown residents and to be able to peacefully coexist. Our request for extended hours is intended to meet the needs and requests of real people and our fledgling small business. And the shack shouldn't be denied this opportunity based on fictionalized accounts or worst-case scenarios that, it's going to become this drinking destination. When we met, I told the esteemed board that I held my sons responsible. I feel that I'm very proud of what they've accomplished. I think they've become valued members of the community through their hard work and service. I think they deserve the chance to expand their hours to attempt to make their business profitable. You may not know that this kind of work, especially working with fresh food that's locally grown, they even have a partnership with the Jamestown Community Farm. This work is labor intensive and has a, to quote Dan York, pretty slim profit margin. That's what we talked about last year. That's why I almost jumped up in the opposition, because I was really worried here last year that they'd make a decent living. What I feel really strongly about is that what makes this country, the state, this town strong and needs to be encouraged is the growth and proliferation of small businesses. In closing, I know you've been waiting for this part, we're deeply grateful to the zoning board for granting our application last year and for providing the opportunity to open the shack. We thank the friends of the shack, especially those who are here tonight, and many who could not attend but wished us well. There are so many who've been enthusiastic and generous. And perhaps in fitness and audacity hope, but we believe that our sons have proven themselves admirably in their first year by doing everything they said they would, and they deserve the same chance this year. Thank you.
Okay, somebody wants to be heard in opposition? No? We've got some letters here. I have one letter that's signed by many people. Paul and Carol Cronin, Catherine and William Dunning, Kim and John Potter, Gary and William Brennan, Tricia Venable, and Ken Newman. Are any of those one time? Would you like to speak as a representative of this group? Would you like to speak as a representative of the group? Okay.